American's Dreamliner, we meet again. I have reviewed premium economy transatlantic and economy on a domestic flight. But how bad is it in the back of economy on a 9-hour flight? Let's find out on this flight from Barcelona to Chicago. There's many ways of getting to Barcelona's El Prat airport, but I ended up taking the regional train from Passeig de Gràcia. It drops you off when you then walk to Terminal 2 and then need to take a bus to Terminal 1. Security personnel remained on strike, and while actual security wasn't too bad, there was quite literally only a single agent working the line for non-EU citizens at passport control, and it was an eternity to get through. I made my way to another Sala VIP, Joan Miro. It's quite similar to the other lounge I reviewed in my Vueling video. There's standard seating and some hot and cold food on offer, and self-serve alcohol. All in all, a fine place to relax before the flight. The Europeans love to play games with not announcing the gate early. However, the gate was listed on the American app, so I knew where to go.
Yes, your app betray you.
As I had bypassed check-in, I knew I'd have to get my passport checked before boarding. But there were 3 lines for various functions and was a real mess, further complicated by passengers being rerouted from Florida due to a hurricane. Even then, they had a single line for zones 5 through 9, so there was significant milling in line as zones were called. With my basic economy ticket, I had paid $12 to select a window seat. But I offered to switch so a family could sit together. I actually am a nice person in real life. And settled into a window seat on the other side of the plane. But nope, the family didn't have that seat to give away. After further musical chair shenanigans, I ended up back on the left side at a window, a few rows up. We took off to the southwest. And climbed over the coast. Flying time was 9 hours and 10 minutes at 40,000 feet. We took a more northerly route than on the way over, flying over Bordeaux, La Rochelle, and Brittany before arcing over Ireland. I've talked about the seats in prior videos, and I find them tolerable even on long flights. But it is a tight 31 inches, especially when the person in front of you fully reclines. I ended up dropping my phone and tried to turn around and bend over to get it, but I just couldn't comfortably. Service began with a bag of mini pretzels with a drink. The main meal was a choice of beef shepherd's pie or vegetarian pasta. The shepherd's pie was not particularly appealing and incredibly salty, but it wasn't that bad. There's also various snacks and water available in the galley. And as a blast from the past, the cart still had a US Airways logo on it. There's Panasonic Wi-Fi on the flight for $19 for the whole flight, though I didn't use it. The seat back monitor was fine as long as the person in front of you didn't recline, and USB power is nice. I watched a few movies and tried to stay awake as best I could, despite Captain Marvel's best efforts. It's been a while since I've flown across the Atlantic in economy, but I recall there's normally a snack or small meal prior to landing. Rather than a real meal though, there was only a small container of chocolate orange ice cream and a second beverage service. Clearly this is a cost-cutting measure, but the passengers were quite happy with it. In fact, I overheard several different people over the course of the flight remark on how nice the experience was. Part of it is the Dreamliner. But American's entertainment and service really wasn't that bad, as much as I am begrudgingly admitting it. We began our final descent over Lake Michigan, had an unadulterated view of a beautiful summer day in Chicago, before landing at O'Hare. Yes, the people mover is still down and you need to take a bus to leave Terminal 5. And I was planning to say what a wonderful welcome to Chicago that was. But I can do one better. On the train home, we were shot at. Yes, this time it was just paintballs, but it's incredibly disconcerting when there's an impact next to your head. I'm sure they were just practicing for next year's activities. So yeah, there's your welcome home to Chicago. So American's economy on the Dreamliner long haul. As much as I want to, I can't hate it, and it gets an approval from me. Yeah, the seats are tight and the food only tolerable, but the 787 really holds up its end of the experience, and at no point was I really wanting the flight to be over. Like I said previously, it's been years since I flew economy across the Atlantic, and my most recent experiences, British Airways 747-400 and an old, unrefurbished American A330, were memorably worse. What's your preferred means of crossing the Atlantic in economy? I'd be very curious to know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like. It really does help, and subscribe for many more flight reviews. I'll see you on the next one.